Friends and family, welcome to another video. In this video, I show you how to stretch your 4C hair easily, effortlessly, and quickly without heat. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, stay tuned. So this is freshly washed hair. I'm going to go ahead and put in a leave-in conditioner because I want to make sure my hair stays conditioned and healthy while I do the threading. I don't add anything greasy because it will make it take longer for my hair to dry when I do the threading. So I just put in a leave-in conditioner. I split my hair in two from front to back in the middle. And then for each half, I split that in two as well from front to back. So that makes it 4 rows, if you want to call it that, from front to back. And then for the first one above my ear, I split that in two. I have two different kinds of thread that I use. Both are really strong. One is the African thread, and then the other one is the yarn that we use for weaving. So both are really, really strong. So you can pick whichever one you want. I leave out my edges because I don't need to lose any more edges than I already lost. So here's my thread. I hold it at the base. I leave it a little bit hanging and I hold that with the hair. And then at the base, I wrap it around between 5 and 10 times to make sure it's nice and solid. And then I start to move my hands down very slowly, a little bit at a time. So as you can see, you can kind of see the space between the thread. So you can make it closer if you want to, but I don't need to make it closer. I think I want a little bit of texture in there. Now with 4C hair, this hair is damp. It's going to continue to try to shrink. So as you go, you want to comb out, the end to stretch it out some more before you braid it. So you'll see me doing that from time to time. When I feel that it's trying to shrink again, I comb it out and then I braid it all the way to the end. Okay. Now there are two ways to do the next part. So I'm going to show you one way in which I will actually braid that as an individual braid. And as I get sort of halfway through, I will join that very first threaded hair to it. Well, not halfway through. I kind of did this sooner, but sometimes it's halfway through. Make sure it's loose when you join it in. You don't want to pull it. Again, you want to watch out for your edges. So I joined it and then I've braided it all the way to the end. I didn't show it, but yes, I do keep combing the end to make sure that it's stretched out. So that's a little bit of hair at the end, and I'll show you what we do with that later on. So the next row of hair is a longer section. So I divide that into 3, as you can see, and then I'll start braiding again the threading from the front. So just hold the 3 sections separate so that it's easy to, just when you get to it, you don't have to be doing the separation. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, detangle, comb out, and then start threading it again. Same method, leave a little bit of the thread hanging, hold that with the hair, and then wrap it at the base between 5 and 10 times. And as you go, make sure you keep combing it out. Now what I'm going to do, this is the other method I was going to show you. You braid the hair halfway through and then leave it there and then join it to the other hair when you start the other hair at the base. So the first one, I had already finished braiding the entire braid and then started the second, and then I joined the finished braid to the braid that I had just started braiding. This one, the very first braid is not all the way done. I thread it to the middle, and then I start the next one. As I thread it at the base, I add the first one that's halfway done. Okay, just rewind it if you need to understand that a little bit better. So now I'm at the end. I'm joining the 2 individual threaded hairs at the base, and then joining them through to the end. I just picked one of the threads that was still hanging out and I looped it back to the base and then continued with threading it. So you see that loop, it's right there at the end, and you want to keep braiding until you have no hair. Keep threading it until you have no hair at the end, that all the hair is past and now you just have the thread. I did that at this other side too, and you're going to see it even better here, that at the end I just have thread like that, and you just go for at least another inch, beyond your hair. And then you can either make a knot like this, or you can take all the thread that is left and make a knot with it. This will help you when it comes time to take out the threading, that you can see where you cut the thread off, so you don't cut your hair off. So you can do this with a whole bunch of thread that is left, and then you have a knot there that you can't miss. So when it comes to taking out the braid, the thread, you just cut a little bit above it. So now I tied sort of a knot, not really a knot, but I just tied it here, and then at what is left over, I kind of loop it around the base on each side, on the left and then on the right. So if you want to wear a wig, this is really nice and flat. You can go ahead and wear your wig, for several days while your hair dries out. Because I didn't put any grease in this one, it dried up by the next day and I was ready to go. So here is the next day. Welcome back. And so again, I had that knot there, so I know exactly where to cut and not to cut my hair off. Right, so I do that on both sides, and it's so easy to get the thread out. It kind of unravels as you just manipulate a little bit, and it kind of just unwraps itself. It is really good. The hair is completely dry right now, and it's very easy to take the thread out. So I am done. I'm going to put in my whipped shea butter. I keep saying I'm going to make a video. I don't think I did. So this is my whipped shea butter. It has a few other oils in there. And very, very moisturizing. And so I put it all in there, and then I go ahead and I separate it with my fingers a little bit. Remember, this hair was bunched together when it was damp, so you want to separate it a little bit with your hands. Don't start combing it right away, okay? So now that it's separated, I want to start combing at least the base. Try to join the lines together. Make sure I don't have the lines in there. So at least comb the base in there, and then I will start to comb the ends a little bit. Remember, it's 4C hair. It's delicate, so be careful. So you see me trying to make the lines kind of blend. And singing, playing some music. Okay, so it's all blended now. I'm just going to put a little bit of a part there. And just, style it however I feel like I want to style it. But as you can see, the hair is pretty stretched out, but it has some texture in it. It's very important. If you want some texture in it, you don't you don't put the threads close together when you're threading it. You want to leave a little bit of a gap. If you want it bone straight, you want to make the thread very, very close together so that it looks like it's relaxed.
Friends and family, thank you again so much for joining me in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, okay? Let me know what you think, and if you stretch your hair, how do you do it without heat? So again, thank you for joining me, and please don't forget to comment, thumbs up, subscribe, and share, okay? I'll see you in the very next one. Stay blessed.